Showtime. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for visiting it. I'm here, Referral, just to be able to give you a bit of an exposure of some of my true me. Like right now, it's been an easy day. It's been a very easy day. I was, how would you say it, conducting some self-management, considering self-development. Self-development is what my page is about. Except I would really like to be a little productive about this conversation, considering, as you can see, I'm a little too comfortable, if you get me. I'm a little too comfortable, yeah. But this is like a typical Iris day if there's nothing that forces her to leave the house. But there's a point where she I'm lying to you completely. Everything I just said was a lie. Everything I just said was a lie. This was 2019 me. 2020 me actually is a little bit better. I do these things technically a lot sooner. Like I totally just shut down. Like completely shut down, like tell people I took a whole 2-week animation. This is not the point of the video. So first we're gonna get started with me taking a shower because I can't even lie. I really wanted to have this discussion with you while I was doing my makeup. You remember how I used to do that? We used to talk and I used to do my makeup at the same time. We'll make it not this long and dreary this time. I'm getting so much better at transitions and editing. Did I blink the wrong eye? No. Alright, done. So I had a lot of things to discuss with you guys. And by a lot, I mean one topic. Now y'all see here, I am supposed to be a self-development niche, right? Now if you search self-development, you'll find most pages talking about how you can improve overall as a person and giving tips and like, oh here you go, this is how we'll figure out. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I do that. Most of my notes for things like that are sitting in my my notes folder on my phone, and just those topics don't seem to interest me. I don't know. I just feel like taking a whole page and being like, hey, like I'm gonna dedicate my YouTube page to self-development, aka here's several ways to conduct self-development, and then like it kind of like just be tips and tricks and all that stuff, which I mean are popular pages. Like I'm not sitting here like saying that they don't work. It's just I don't really know how to even relate to those sometimes too. Like I wasn't even watching those when I wasn't even doing YouTube. Like if I wanted to do something for self-development, I went out there, I googled it, or I went and actually experienced it. I didn't really like go to YouTube and try to teach myself anything based on something that somebody subjectively are doing, you know, to like create, I don't know, just to create a page. Like it's not like how do I explain it? I've come across videos where some people will sit there and they'll be like, oh, here's some tips and tricks, and I found them on YouTube as well, and they might work for you, and then like sometimes they'll talk about what they personally do. I don't know, I guess that's just not my way of wanting to do it, because they're successful pages, so it's not like I'm saying it's not a good idea. I'm just saying it's not something that I've ever been interested in myself. Yeah, I think that's the best explanation. I've already tried to explain it twice, 2 different ways. One time the camera actually cut off on me, and the second time I was just like, yo, I actually don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I do. And to be honest, there you go. That's the reason why I don't want to do a methodical, thought out self-development page with specific certain types of tips and tricks to be able to do self-development. Because in the end of the day, my life is pretty unpredictable. And I am someone who does like to live a little bit on the edge. I'm a little bit on the edge. I'm a little bit risky, you know? So with that said, I am not very methodical. And most of my content you're going to get is kind of like similar to who I am, you know? It's focused on self-development because that's all I ever really think about is how I can better myself and improve myself as a being. That's literally all I ever think about. I'm basically obsessed with self-development. Plus, I've always, when I got into YouTube, alright guys, so when I got into YouTube, I was mainly watching people who were personal blogging, etc. Like, I got into people who did lifestyle blogging, which is very much what I'm doing technically. And I can clearly know what type of YouTube environment I'm trying to create, which is eventually I just want to make content that's about what I do on a regular basis. Like, I don't know. I think that's the best way to explain why when you come to this page you will not typically see me as like one of those regular YouTubers who literally just like have a game plan and everything figured out. I honestly don't even think I'm making sense. Kind of guess you would just have to go and Google self-development and see what other pages are there too to help you kind of understand what the heck I'm talking about, because most self-development pages I see, they're just not like everywhere. That's what it is. I'm just beating around the bush from saying basically everywhere, because every YouTube page for new YouTubers basically states that if you want to be successful, you kind of have to have some kind of methodical posting. Like you kind of have like a sequence or a sequel, if anything. And they just kind of have to be like aligned and kind of relate to each other. Whereas here you're seeing the one thing that they tell you not to do, which is like a review, or here's you doing makeup, or in the case of my last vlog I did a hair mask, or at some point I was reviewing or I'll tell you stories. So at the end of the day, as much as I push my self-development, because that's exactly what I'm doing here, like I'm showing you a glow up. That's why the name's Iris Glow Up. I think I said this so many times before. See, I'm at a point where I'm still kind of trying to understand myself, and I've never really felt like, or maybe I should say it like this, I used to give people a lot of advice when I was younger, and I've always considered myself a very wise person. And you know what, sometimes people don't like that. Some people, like, I've never had the best experience giving people advice, even if they asked for it, because most times they come back to you and they're just like, why do you even think you have the right to give people advice? Number one, bitch, you asked. Don't play me. Don't play me. Just because it didn't work out for you as well as you thought it would. So with that said, I just, you know what, you come to my page and you see something you enjoy that happens to be relatable, and you know, you were trying to figure out how to develop yourself. Ooh, y'all, I had to go and Google self-development, not Google, sorry. Self-development in YouTube just to understand what the heck I was trying to say, but now I know exactly what I'm trying to talk about actually. Most pages for self-development are things like TED Talks, or like these like fancy business things that people are like, oh, here you go, we have been business people for so long, here, let me give you some advice on how to be able to handle it. Like, they're just like really educational pages. Like, yo, you might actually find things here on my page where it's like, it works for you and it does not work for you. Like, I have one person who's a very kind supporter of mine who probably would care less about watching someone kind of put their makeup on, but they appreciate my content and I appreciate them greatly. They most likely know exactly who they are while I'm talking about this. Yes, it's you. If you are thinking it's you, it's you. There's only one person. everyone else would probably like something like this. You are the one person who I know 100% doesn't wear makeup, and there's like, but you support me. So like, and that's what I prefer. I prefer someone to support me. And you know what? I've always felt like doing this page was so important because I'm relatable. I am not TED Talks, you know? I am not a professor, you know? I'm not I'm not any of that, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, long story short is I'm very unorthodox. That word I have used to hug around me in my spirit, my soul, every decision I make, everything that I do, I have used that word to cloth me inside a confident background of why I feel like sometimes I could be a little bit different than other people. It's okay to be different. We are all different. No, I don't think I'm that different. Okay, I mean, we all different. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Congratulations. You figured it out. But guess what? Maybe sometimes I feel like I don't really, like I would like to be more relatable, which has nothing to do with why I'm a different type of self-development page. It's a little personal. So to avoid from going off track, thank you very much for joining my channel. Thank you for being here with me with my glow up. If you remember from the beginning, I was putting on some foundation that looked hella dark, and I was thinking to myself, y'all probably gonna look at me and be like, what is she doing? But you know what? She knows what she's doing. And I guess that's the whole point of this video, is I know what I am doing. Maybe the glow up will be slower if it's not technically the typical self-development content, or maybe I'll be out of the box and find new ways to be innovative so I can actually be able to have a strong niche of self-development, getting my brand name Iris Enlightenment, being, you know, human, technically Iris being the enlightened side. The L does mean something. I just have not told anyone yet, but that's more of the human, not so enlightened, sometimes makes mistakes side. So thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you again. Subscribe, like, share. If you guys can share at least with 2 people you have, I don't know, you've never shared it before. How about that? You've never shared it to them before. So if you have 2 unique people that you've never shared my content to before, would love if you'd reach out. And I hope to see you guys again, which I probably said. Bye.